The economy of the so-called Russian Federation is coming apart at the seams. The titans of industry are laying off tens of thousands of people. The war with Ukraine and the pressure of sanctions are leading to deep structural problems in the Russian economy. According to Reuters, even large industrial giants are forced to resort to radical measures, switching to a 4-day work week, sending employees on unpaid leave or mass layoffs. Industries under attack. Among those that have already felt the blow are the railways, the automotive industry, metallurgy, mining, and construction. Russian Railways, which employs about 700,000 people, asked some employees to take 3 days off a month at their own expense in order to reduce wage costs. Car manufacturers GAZ and CAMAZ have switched to a 4-day week, and AvtoVZ has reduced working hours since the end of September. In the coal industry, 18 out of 151 mines in Kuzbass were closed, and 19,000 miners were laid off in the first half of 2025. Alrosa, the world's largest diamond producer, announced a 10% reduction in staff and suspended the development of less profitable deposits. In metallurgy and related sectors, companies are avoiding high-profile dramas. Not all are switching to a 4-day workweek, but they're actively reducing support staff. Cement manufacturer Semros has introduced a 4-day workweek until the end of the year to retain staff against the backdrop of falling demand in construction. Asterisk in woodworking. This Visa company is forced to close its factory in Tyumen due to a sharp decline in demand for furniture. More than 300 people have lost their jobs. Deeper causes and prospects. The weakening of the industrial sector is due to a number of factors. Decreasing domestic demand. Ordinary citizens have less money due to inflation, rising prices, and sanctions. Collapse of exports. Sanctions prevent the export of products, close markets, reduce trade revenues. High interest rates and an expensive paper ruble, which put pressure on investment activity and industry. Financing the war. Russia spends a significant share of the budget on the conflict against Ukraine. This depletes resources for economic development. According to analysts, in the second quarter of 2025, the Russian economy was in stagnation mode. Growth stopped or even a recession will occur. President Putin continues to deny negative trends, but even the management of leading banks recognizes the threat to stability. Social and political context. Mass layoffs and reductions in working hours do not occur in a vacuum. They are stimulated by the consequences of war, international sanctions, and systematic depletion of resources. For the Kremlin, this is a double challenge. On the one hand, to keep the population under control, and on the other, to maintain the functioning of key industries. At the same time, there is a risk that economic tension will turn into political discontent. If large-scale reductions continue, this may increase pressure from below, social protest sentiments, lack of resources, dissatisfaction with the population. The Russian economy is under heavy strain. Even large titans of industry are forced to resort to unpopular anti-crisis measures, such as reducing working hours, laying off, and sending part of the staff on unpaid leave. Falling domestic demand, export problems, huge war spending, and sanctions are creating a synergistic effect that threatens to turn the current stagnation into a full-fledged recession.